right, welcome to the show, a Wednesday edition of the program. Jeff DeForest, Mike Lubitz. Looks like you got clipped there, Lubie. I thought your
Listen,
hair was starting to look really good. You were starting to have a little bit of Art Garfunkel type.
no, no, no. I had it yesterday. I got a haircut last week. When
Oh,
I
you did? Oh, okay.
long, the balding it hits like another level. So even though it's short, it passes a little bit better than when it's
No, you
long.
look good. You look really good. You look clean cut. You look healthy. You look happy. And that's what it's all about. We are your World Cup headquarters here on the show, and we have been for some time. It's interesting to see the transformation of a man right in front of your very own eyes when it comes to his or her. I guess we throw some women in there too. I don't know that this has happened as obviously as it has with my friend Mike the Mighty Melendez, who's been staying with me now for a little while, and he, is watching this World Cup stuff. Original opinion, Lubie, was very much like ours. Like, what is this garbage, and who would watch it? Yesterday, he is riveted, absolutely riveted, and leaping out of his seat with every attempted shot, every possible scoring chance that was coming up in the England versus Ghana game. And I'm looking at this, and I'm saying, you know what? You've lost your mind. You've lost all of your sports integrity. You've lost all of your dignity. You are now screaming about a 0-0 tie, how exciting it was, and how it was the most riveting and best game of the World Cup so far. England versus Ghana. Now, I love giant underdogs. I mean, you have to love it. And you get a lot of this in World Cup play and the group play. Huge underdogs going against teams that have enormous reputations and great histories in the sport. And then you'll get like Qatar going against Brazil or something like that. And I'm always rooting for the underdog, even though they routinely get hammered. Now, is a hammering 2-0? Is that considered a hammering? There was a 5-0 game.
Yeah, I mean, you get 4 and 5-0. So 2-0 is not a hammering. 2-0 is a definitive, decisive victory, I guess.
Decisive. I mean, it's a convincing, absolute blowout loss for the team that ends up sustaining the L in that circumstance. A 2-0 game. So can you imagine that this guy is going crazy yesterday? He's calling me to watch this game on TV. You got to say this. You got to say this. I'm like, you've lost your mind. I don't know. Maybe just being here for a couple of, almost a couple of months has really done something to distort your mind and your mindset. But when you're screaming about a 0-0 tie in soccer, in a World Cup a group game where they're not even being eliminated, and then let's face it, that game would have ended with penalty kicks if it was in the knockout round, which would have been a disgrace after all these activities that took place during the course of the game. And what they played? They played, I guess, 90 plus 10. So is that 100 minutes of actual play, or how much time do they add on when a guy's lying on the ground for like a half an hour?
They don't add all the time, exactly, because
what's the deal?
After every goal, there's like a 15-minute celebration, and then whenever someone's hurt, it's like 10 minutes.
Why doesn't the clock stop though, Lubie, when there's no play?
They don't want it. That's it's supposed to just be running time, but like they'll add. I've done it before where I've tracked the time and I'm like, okay, so there was like 15 to 20 minutes of stoppage, and they'll add like 6 minutes. It's like, yeah, okay. Like they don't add the exact time. I don't know.
No idea what that. I mean, how do you what proportion of the time do they put back on the clock when there's like you said, the celebration is going on? Running time was always the worst circumstance. I always felt that way. You coached a lot of little league and kids basketball. Did they use running time? Because I always thought that was a joke. I hated that.
Until 2 minutes. The clock would always run until it got down to the last 2 minutes of the second and the fourth quarter.
The ball rolls outside the gym, goes down the hallway to the school. Somebody's got to go get it, and they're doing running time in 8-minute quarters. It was pathetic. I always hated that. I don't understand. How can you run a major sport? First of all, it's absurd that the clock goes forward and not backward. Would you not want to have some kind of definitive learning as to where the half ends, the game ends? You have no idea. That they don't have any idea. They just decide after a while, okay, like Richard Steele, let's step in and stop
it. That's also the thing. It'll be 6 minutes, and as long as someone has a chance to score, they'll let them go. So you'll see it'll be 7 and 30 seconds, and it's like, okay.
How long can this keep
like, the ref? Only the ref knows. I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
Where's Sepp Blatter when you need him? Is kind of get involved and say, we have to straighten out certain things about our game. Anyway, that's ongoing. There's a lot of hope about the U.S. team, Lubie. Are you in involved in sharing any of that
I
faith
mean,
that people are having and showing for the U.S. team actually having a chance in this thing?
they played as strong as anyone, right? I winning it all, I don't know, but if they could get out of, they're already out of the group. If they could progress in the knockout stage to like and get to the 16s, if they can, they've made it to an eights before in my life, like then you never know because this is a very different U.S. team. They're very aggressive. They are they can be ball dominant.
Oh, I
They
like that. That's
they're,
good. Good term.
they're very active around the net, which is again, they said like when they scored four in that first game, they're like, this is what they've scored the last three World Cups together. It's like, okay,
How did this team get better? Do we have any idea? I mean,
I
what
don't know. I look there. It's a younger group, and most of this team plays in Europe. And in the past, you would always see guys. He plays for Denver. He plays for Seattle. It's like no, no. Go play in the EPL. Go play in La Liga. Go play in Bundesliga, please. Go over there. Like we know what the MLS is. This is a group of guys that play overseas, and you can
Okay.
tell and you can see it. And they have I forget how to say his name, but they have a real striker now, which I don't think they've ever even had. Like Landon Donovan didn't feel like a striker. Like that, the black guy, what's his name with the B? That guy is legit. He's great with the ball and he's aggressive and he puts it on the net. And that's something that I've never seen the US have. So yes, this is the most confident I've ever been about this team because and both games were different, right? The first game they just dominated. The second game, the first half was great. The second half it wasn't. Second half, Australia got after it, and I would say they played the better half. But U.S. was able to stay in there, keep it a shutout, and they still won 2-0. Like it, they've been able to win two different ways. It's the first time they won they won a group in 2010, but they didn't win it like this. Like it always came down to the wire. Like they've won the group already. You actually literally asked, what do they do in the third game? Like, can you rest guy? Like, I don't even know how soccer works in that regard. Like, I don't know.
I'm not sure what it would mean. I mean, look, you have this thing about the 8 third place teams now getting into the knockout round because they've expanded that. So maybe it involves positioning there. U.S. are only a slight favorite over Turkey because most of these spreads are enormous and completely imbalanced. I mean, if you're betting the underdog and you score, you're making out okay. But if you're betting the favorite, you're getting absolutely hosed by the bookmakers because of the differential in the spread. It's kind of like some tennis spreads that you see, where, for example, Bosnia and Herzegovina, whatever it is.
Yeah, Bosnia Herzegovina.
How do you pronounce that? Let me.
Bosnia Herzegovina.
Herzegovina. Okay. You have to lay 600 to win 100 in their game if you're taking them in their game against Qatar. But if you're taking or Qatar, that's another one of those countries that has 8 different pronunciations.
Yeah.
Anyway, Qatar, if you're taking them, you're only getting plus 275. So there's a 325, let's call it point differential there in the spread, which seems highly inequitable, does it not, Lubie? Where you're making that kind of a wager. I mean, for example, in a baseball line, if you're, the lines, the biggest line on the board that I see right away, just off the top, is somebody's plus 245 or minus 245. And then on the other side, though, you get like 140. I mean, you're not getting completely creamed. You're not getting a 3-1 differential. Anyway, my bet today would be this, and I recommend this to all of you guys out there. This is the same guy that gave you Wyndham Clark. I don't know what kind of roll I can possibly get on after that. A 45 to 1 shot to win a golf tournament is certainly, you would have to say, a great prediction. Now, have I made 45 picks in golf tournaments between the time we hit with Martin Keimer and now Wyndham Clark? We would still be way ahead, even if we had lost 45 tournaments. I don't know that we've given out that many selections, Libby. Do we always pick somebody in the majors? I think we do. No?
Yes, you usually do.
Yeah.
Usually pick because of what Ken said. You over the years have learned that golf is a great bet, much like the
Great
big
bet.
horse races.
Very exciting.
A nice field and being if your guy makes the cut, you can have 4 days of action usually. You
Well,
usually
the
take
side betting in golf, though, I don't take advantage of it. I'm not an in-game bettor. I don't know.
yeah.
And I think I would be very good at in-game betting because you've watched enough sports. You kind of know, okay, this 3-2 pitch is going to be fouled off. You could even specify if you could get the bet in fast and I fouled off to the right side, to pop up into the stands and get 6 to 1 on something like that, in-game betting. How do you get those bets in fast enough though? I mean, that would be the thing. You
Ask
always
Andy.
you
Andy does it like we'll do it in like the second inning. A guy has 2-1. Will this be a ball or strike?
oh, it's right.
You're
Let's be
talking to
big
the
by
wrong guy.
over.
And
Unbelievable.
that's Andy's move.
All right, so I'm looking at Scotland and Brazil today. The draw is plus 410, Lubie. What do you think? Scotland, Brazil should be a dominant team in that game. The Scotland fans filled Lone Shark Park the other night. Did
I
you catch?
love this. They have a nickname and everything. I didn't realize there was like the Tartan Army or something. They're like really well known. They're fans.
I happened to be coming home Monday night. So I popped on. I was trying to figure out what was wrong with the sound system in my car because I wasn't getting the directions from the GPS,
Yeah.
the verbal directions, and it
Oh,
makes
yeah.
it very prohibitive to try and find a place that's in a little bit of a difficult spot.
Yep.
As was this club that we went to on Saturday night, which was in an industrial area, and it's like, what building is this? 103C, whatever, and you can't find a place, but you don't want to be looking down at your phone.
No,
That's a nasty habit that,
not the dream. No, no,
you would
no,
be
no.
maybe the worst offender
I
then.
used to do that. I don't do it anymore. Even before we had Luca, I actually because I used to keep my phone in the middle console, so it's so easy to go grab for. Now I keep it in my pocket, which
Yeah,
when you're driving, it's really hard to get in your pocket, right? So it's made life a lot easier.
I mean, that should
It's not
be
smart. It's not. No, no, it's not
a
smart.
an ironclad rule that, you just you can't look at your phone, but I had to in this case to find this joint. And yeah, I mean, very, very prohibitive. You don't want to do that. So I'm trying to test out what the heck's going on, why I couldn't get these instructions. I don't know. Must have had it blocked somehow. So I put on a radio on the way home, AM radio, and I catch the Marlins game, and they were involved with the Texas Rangers in a 2-2 tie late in the ball game. And I come home to watch the rest of it on TV. And Mighty's sitting there, and I said, "Hey, they got a pretty decent Marlins game going on. Let's catch the tail end of this thing." And I just had started to say, "Watch how empty this place is going to be."
Oh, it's packed.
Jam! With these fans from Scotland, that made it extremely exciting. I mean, if the
That's great.
atmosphere was like that, I almost felt like jumping in a car and going down there to be a part of this act.
Oh my God, really?
We haven't had that feeling here since 1969, that kind of thing. So yeah, they were wild and very entertaining. But let's face it, they probably loved baseball because
Yes.
at least there's something happening once in a while. Whereas when they went to Lone, I guess what it was at Hard Rock, the game that Scotland was playing, they had to be in town, no, for a reason. And how they ended up, they literally filled Lone Shark Park with fans, and it was all like that the World Baseball Classic where guys have vuvuzelas and they're beating on drums, and you got a brass band over here, and you got all these people dressed up in crazy outfits. I have to say, it was a heck of a lot of fun. That's probably is that the best aspect of World Cup play? The occasional superstar like Messi, now the favorite to win the Golden Boot.
Mhm.
That just go to the person that has the most goals, or do they try and determine who's the most valuable player? What the Golden Boot? What is that based on? Do we know?
Isn't that the most goals? One of them is just automatically the most goals,
Okay.
and I think that is
Messi's the favorite. This Mbappe guy is right behind him, though. I
yeah,
think
he's great, and the Holland guy has played really well too.
okay, Henry Kane is plus 700 on that one. I mean, everything is gambling. That's all it is. That's all anybody cares about anyway. So, yeah, Messi right now leading the pack. I think Mbappe has 4 goals. Probably played 2 games. So we don't know what the U.S. has at stake in this game, and we will continue to talk about it as if we do know something. We're not even trying to pretend it, Boogie. That's what's good about our show. We don't try to pretend all of a sudden we're soccer experts. We
No,
never
that's
will be. And
no.
I will say I found myself watching more World Cup action than I anticipated I would.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's just because I'm
it's just
home.
on all the time. I was thinking about that yesterday. I'm like, as much as I haven't really watched full games, like with my life, I don't get to watch sports like I used to just sit and watch and enjoy. Um,
I don't think
but
you can take a full game with me. I really don't. Wire
I
to wire.
I would love to. It's just with the little one, it's just hard. But it's cool to have something on every day, right? Like I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, as much as we make fun of soccer, I'm like, it's been cool. Every day I know there's a game on at some point during the
5
day.
games today.
It's really cool, like, and if it was something else soccer-wise, I couldn't lie to myself, but because of the pageantry and because of how big this event is, I can lie to myself and make it feel important so I can get into them, me personally. Now,
Yeah, no, I have to say, I watched it, and there are moments in the game that I say, well, I don't even want to go this far. It's pretty cool, but the rest of it is just Trek. Unbelievable. And the officiating from hell. And the flopping and the faking of the injuries. The one danger, though, I'm surprised there aren't more concussions in this sport.
yeah, because they go head to head a lot.
Wow.
They go right after each other's head.
Clashes of heads there than they're wearing in a Vander Holyfield fight.
100%.
A guy that led with his head the entire time. I mean, remember seeing the Rockman grew his second head just from being hit by Holyfield? That was unbelievable.
Yep.
All right, so that's that on the World Cup scene. 5 games today. I'm not sure. I guess Brazil would be Brazil and Scotland, which I've recommended the draw at 4-1 plus 400. Likelihood of that seems to be Blutarski 0.0 with Brazil a heavy favorite. You have to lay 725 to win 100 on Brazil. Who would do that? Is that such a cinch, Lubie, that you would throw $725 down at the Hard Rock or some gambling emporium?
Because we've
Say,
seen
you know what? If I
draws.
win this bet, I win $100.
We've seen weirdo draw. Yeah, that's not worth it. We've seen weirdo draws. A draw is feasible in soccer.
Yeah,
Like it just is.
but the transformation of Melendez as a soccer fan, he's jumping off the couch with every maneuver that was made in a 0-0 tie. And I'm looking at the scoreboard going, Mighty, it's 0-0. They're 100 minutes into this game, supposedly. Nothing has happened. Supposedly, also, I guess, I don't know if I got this stat wrong. Is it possible to be outshot 19-1 in a soccer game? Because England in the game against Ghana apparently had a 19-1 edge at least some point in this game as far as shots taken. And it still ended up with zip. All right, NBA draft last night, Lubie. Were you involved at all in the NBA draft? It did seem to go very chalk-like through the early picks. Most of the mock drafts that I saw, which I would have to admit I didn't pay close attention to, because the only interesting aspect from the local standpoint was who were the Heat going to include? Who was the Heat going to include as part of the Milwaukee deal? Who were they taking from Milwaukee? And they ended up drafting with the 13th pick, going to Milwaukee as part of the Giannis package, Nate Amint from Tennessee.
Legit, he's good.
16.7 points per game, 6.3 rebounds. Here's what would bother me about this guy a little bit. I'm assuming he's leaving after his freshman year.
Yeah, I think he was a freshman.
Okay. Only shot 39% from the field at 6'9" and a hook, Lubie. Does that frighten you a little bit? And was a 33% three-point shooter, which is right on the number. But let's face it, the college three-point shot is nothing for any kind of chucker. I think had the three-point shot been around back in the day, the short Jewish kids like me from New York could have easily averaged another 15 points a game. Because top of the key, you have to be kidding me, Louie. And then around the perimeter, around the wings, out of the corner, and you're going to shoot from 20. What is it? Is it 21 feet? I don't even think it's 21 feet. College three I'm talking about.
I think it's 21 to 22.
Yeah. Now, what's the pro distance? It's not 25, is it? Because that gets into being a heave, even for a shooter. And we've seen it's, I mean, the
college is 22 feet, 1.75 inches.
All right.
Or is the NBA?
So your 22-footer was usually pretty accurate. Should you not shoot better than 33% from 22 feet away if you're not?
NBA, okay, so college is 22 and 1.75. Right. NBA is 23 feet, 9 inches. So it's almost 2
feet further out. That 2 feet makes all the difference in
it's very different. Yeah, the NBA, it's not the most impossible shot, but it's a nice distance. The college feels like, okay, I can make this.
The corner shot is about the same. I mean, the corner is the corner.
They're close.
And a relatively easy shot for any kind of shooter. Most guys that like to chuck from the outside were very efficient, very adequate, and constantly were pounding it in from the corners there, either side. Always liked that shot. But yeah, I mean, when you're getting those extra 2 feet, that makes it more of a chuck. 33% though from the college 3-point line. That was my concern with Tyler Hero when he came
Yeah.
out of Kentucky. Was that I believe he was only a
He was a
freshman.
freshman. I remember the team was loaded. Like
He shot under 40%, I think, from three. And I'm thinking a guy that's a really hot perimeter shooter should be. Why do I feel this way? It's the same thing with the batting averages, Louis. Like old school, 50% shooting from the field used to be the benchmark.
yeah, you should at least. Well, 3-point, I get it. If
Three
you're in
pointers, I understand, are going to be less. And the equation is if you shoot 33% from three, and this is the weird thing because you'll see a lot of these type of percentages being posted by players, and you're wondering why the reliance on the 3-point shot, because the 33% from three is the equivalent of 50% from the field from any other distance. So, I guess, look, why even bother pounding it inside if you're shooting 50% from the field, you're usually feeling pretty good about yourself if it's on perimeter shots. But anyway, the crazy math involved there, 33% is not all that atrocious. And anything approaching 40 is beneficial. So you believe this Nate Ament,
I mean, he's just a good player. He's more of a big, I think, but
6'9" and a half.
he could take it outside. And as a freshman, he was a good player. And I remember seeing him in the tournament, and he was solid. And he was a
So
guy
what
that
are you going to do for the Heat trade and the package so far?
no nothing. I mean, the Bucks did good. The guy they got at 10 is really good. The Burries kid is a kid. Well, both these guys were like like people could see them going from the 6 to 8 range. So for the Bucks to get them at 10 and 13, like again, the Bucks, that's what people have been saying a lot, and that's why this trade happened. The Bucks haven't drafted anyone worth anything since Giannis. They've been so bad at drafting that
It was a 15th pick overall.
they've had to try and he was behind these guys. Again, I get it. Like when you're drafting, when you have a guy like Giannis was always interesting, and then he became really good. You're drafting teens to 20s, right? So it's not easy to draft. But again, for all those people that give the Heat crap, maybe those players they had weren't stars, but all of them were starter/rotational players. That is impressive to find that in the teens these days. Like after the top 6, usually it's a lot of guys you never hear of ever again. Like the Heat, every guy that was in that trade was a draft pick in the teens, and most people around the league and most fans have at least heard their names, right? Like the Bucks weren't doing that. If the Bucks were doing that, they would have been able to replenish their talent enough where they wouldn't have had to trade Giannis. They would have kept winning. They sucked at drafting. Last night felt like they actually did something good for the first time drafts. Like both those picks are very interesting players that feel like they could be like the beginning of the start of the new franchise, especially with the players I got from the Heat.
What is the window of opportunity, in your opinion, for the Miami Heat?
3 to 4 years.
That's it.
Oh, yeah.
Do you anticipate that they will make some kind of meteoric rise? Look, the storyline is a fairly easy one. You got Pat Riley, who has done this before. He loves to make the big splash with the big stars. Pulled off the Zoe deal. The Shackquisition was a stroke of genius at the time. Getting LeBron and Bosh, of course, was a big deal. I think they got way more mileage out of Jimmy Butler than anybody could have anticipated.
Bingo. I was literally the only one excited. I remember talking to everyone about it and then them all laughing at me. I was like, oh, so you didn't watch them play the Raptors when Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, the two headliners, ceded control to Butler, and the only reason they weren't in the finals themselves was because Kawhi hit one of the greatest shots in NBA history. Yeah. Like Butler was the best player in that series, even over Kawhi, most of that series.
And look, he ratcheted up his game as the feature guy, and he had similar characteristics in many ways to your favorite player, Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
Even Becky Harmon, who was on ESPN, saying that Brunson is not a frontline player. She was very much in agreement. Becky Harmon, of course, was an NBA assistant with the Spurs. Greg Popovich brought her in there, and she's now coaching one of the WNBA teams. And apparently, in commentary on ESPN during their endless reams of pregame and postgame shows, had said that she didn't think that Brunson was a 1A type of player.
I mean,
he was saying that this year.
You can't say it now. Like I obviously said it, and I meant it.
She amended her thoughts and said I was wrong. Most sportscasters or anybody that's expressed opinions on the air, they're very reluctant to say.
I do it every time.
I was wrong.
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I mean,
I'm wrong.
It is what it is. Like I was wrong. The guy was the number one of a team that won a title. That's literally what he just did. Like you can't say he's not that.
So I mean, can the team with Giannis on it and we discussed what's left in terms of surrounding players. There's no guarantee, but is it not an assumption that everybody has that this Powell will be back, Norman Powell?
Okay, the Powell one's weird because Scoop, as recent as yesterday, I had heard him expect.
He's going to join us tomorrow to clarify.
Yes, and I'm going to touch base with him shortly just to make sure.
Okay.
Because he was in New York, he went up to New York for the draft and realized that there's no reason to be here now. The trade's done, so I'm here for the draft for no reason. But
hey, Cabby,
and they didn't get the pick, and like their pick isn't even till tonight, I guess.
He went to New York to cover the Heat's pick in the draft.
I probably went to New York to cover. Oh, you remember it was supposed to happen draft night, right? All this stuff was supposed to happen draft night, and then the Heat Monday morning were like, "Look, we need to know by tonight." Because they were going to try and pivot to a Kawhi or Ja or something else. And they needed to know by Monday night. So it happened Monday night. So then now Scoop was in New York for no reason.
He literally holding the bag.
He should be joining us tomorrow. He made it feel like Powell was going to be back. Then the national news came out. And I don't think the national news talked to Powell or the Heat. They just looked at the numbers, right? Right now, for the national media and I was talking to a friend of mine. I'm like, it's like when you see a house and you're like, oh, that house is messed up. I can't buy that house. But you're like, yeah, but it's $200,000 less than it's worth. If you do any work to it, it'll be worth $400,000 more, right?
All right.
Right now, the Heat aren't what they're going to be. Like, yes, right now, they're not a top 3 seed. Duh. But this
so that could be 1 year of the 3 or 4 year window of opportunity.
But I don't know. But the 1 year thing I think is rough, too, because there's a lot of things. That's what I was trying to say about the Powell thing is if you look at Face right now, right? And that's what I think Windhorst did. And everyone piggybacked off of his report. He can't be back. He didn't say, he said he wouldn't be back. He didn't say the Heat weren't going to do what they could to get him back, right? All he says is he won't be back. You want to know why? Because I actually heard him on 3 different places. Well, when you look at the money, it's $18 million for 5 spots. That's not going to be able to pay for Powell. Yeah, but it doesn't end there. That's the beginning. As you've said, and many people have said, Andy Ellisberg's as good as anyone in the business at this. Andrew Wiggins can either opt into $30 million or he can opt out. If he opts out, he can then do the thing that everyone does now, right? Yeah, we're going to pay you less a year, but we'll give you 2 more years that no one else will give him because he's in his 30s.
Sure.
He wants to be here, Wiggins. So then now you have more money. It's not 18. Now it's 23 to 25. Then on top of that, Jovic was never expected to be a part of this group, right? You got to keep him. You can out trade him. In the NBA, you can trade guys for picks. So that would open up $15 million. So again, if you can get that 15 mil, or even if it's 10 mil, because maybe you have to pay in some way, with the 20-something mil now, that's enough money to then bring back Powell and then go and get some other players. So Powell's not definitively coming back, but he's not definitively gone either. Right. That report is very sort of vague and not actually accurate to the Heat's place. And that's also what I say about the report, the people saying, well, look at them. They're not a contender. They just made the trade. Like the Heat don't make moves like this. As much as we've given the Heat crap for the last 5 years, it's because they can't get this guy. It's not surrounding guys with talent, right? As much as we made fun of after the fact, Gabe Vincent and Strus and Caleb Martin, at the time, they were part of a team that went to 2 finals and 3 conference finals, right? Yes, it would have been great to get another star alongside Butler.
They've had a history of finding guys.
This is what they're good at. They're good at surrounding the star. Can you get the star? So they already, if they were going to get Giannis, there are so many steps after they've already thought about. Like for the people, and our friend Harvey Alkov, who's clearly shown his Knick fandom recently, agreeing with Perk, when you agree with Kendrick Perkins, that right there is you should take a step back.
Sticky proposition, yes.
Look,
although I think Perkins is now their soccer analyst also. This guy's analyzing everything. He's analyzing the decline of Bitcoin. I mean, it's incredible. They've got this guy commenting on that. Well, and I guess that would be an analogy that you could make. Is it possible that the Heat's deal will end up looking like Trump's deal with Iran?
Yeah.
Where you supposedly won a war, but then you have to pay them $300 billion to accommodate a couple of requests that you have, because right now your own economy is getting crushed.
I mean, he started a war for no reason and then lost it. He didn't win anything.
This business about somebody putting a knife for 300 feet through that reflecting pool.
And
who came up with that?
No one did anything to the pool. They're not good at anything they do. Like if they try to fix something, they always
drove a motorcade over it. You don't think that might have had something to do with the damage that took place? when they drained the water and then drove a bunch of cars.
He doesn't hire people to get jobs done. He hires people that he can be in cahoots with to steal money. So whoever he hired to do the job wasn't competent.
Some criminal from Maryland.
Yes. So anyways, I think that right now I would put him in like the 4 or 5 region, but I think they're going to make moves, and I think they would then reside in the top 3, and I think they're going to be a contender this year. Are they the contender? No. The Thunder and Spurs are widely the top 2 teams in the league to me, and then in the East, look, the Knicks are the champions, so you have to, and so there should stay intact. I would put people keep ignoring the Pistons, and I think that's stupid. I think the Pistons are the scariest team in the East.
And they might grow up a little bit.
If they get a hero or a Powell to help the young guys, that team is really scary. And the Pacers are getting Halliburton back, and they're gonna have a ton of money because they didn't re-sign Turner. They're interesting to me. And then I would put a group of the Heat, Celtics, Cavs, Hawks, Magic, like in that group right now. And then if the Heat make moves, I put the Heat above those teams. I would put Knicks, Pacers, Pistons, Heat in a group once the Heat make moves.
Look, they became more entertaining by having Giannis. They're certainly going to capture a lot of attention and be in the spotlight, and everybody's going to be analyzing whether it's going to work. Remember, with the LeBron, Bosh, and Dwayne Wade configuration, didn't they start like 9-8 or something like that year? It took a little while for that to kick in, and then there was that big debate. I used to have it every day on Sports Talk Radio, which I thought was a ridiculous debate. But people kept bringing it up because you always have to, in any kind of sports talk genre or sports argument, have something insane like, well, whose team is it?
Oh, yeah.
Dwayne's team or is it LeBron's team?
Yeah, whatever.
But it did seem like the shift to the emphasis on LeBron over Dwayne Wade was also coincidental with the rise of the Heat to a 4-time finals appearance and 2 championships that they won. So somebody's got to capitulate. It's just like Earl of Pearl Monroe. I always talk about my favorite example. A guy could have scored 35 a night if he wanted to, but he was content to average 15, 16 points because Frazier and the other guys made for a balanced team, and Clyde had to be the lead guy, even though the Pearl was perfectly capable. I mean, when you used to make that 360 spin move at midcourt, you didn't see enough.
No, I didn't see a lot of Pearl now.
And I wasn't a big fan because he was one of those guys that took a lot of shots when he was averaging 35 for the Washington Bullets. Wasn't he with the Bullets? Yeah, he was with the Bullets before he went to the Knicks. And he was magnificent, but, it just seemed like he was a ball-dominant chucker, which was not my favorite type of player. But when he went to the Knicks and he sort of delegated a little bit and was content just to be in the role that he needed to play, a remarkable transformation. So, we'll see what happens. The New York press, is thinking that the Knicks are not threatened by this Giannis deal.
And that tells me they are threatened. Like when you're not threatened, you say nothing. It's like that. Then you're scared of me.
Look how nice that looks. Tony Segreto joins us here for a little.
Beautiful. And he's wearing
Tony, I mean, that's your backyard. That looks great.
He's wearing a sweater.
A sweater too. Nice.
It's 55 here this morning.
55. That's beautiful. Crisp day, nice clear skies. How's overall? It looks fantastic, Tony.
It's freaking amazing.
Yeah. Now we're jealous of what you're doing.
I went outside at 7:30 and was sweating. It was humid.
I completely soaked my shirt walking Holly around the block yesterday. I almost passed out coming back from my walk of life. I ended up sleeping like for 2 hours after that.
So humid.
It's ridiculous. All right. How are you, Tony? You doing all right?
I'm doing fine. Hey, did anybody see, this is all sports, did anybody see the great TikTok of the baby waiting for the rolls at Texas Roadhouse?
Oh, no. Oh, I got to look for that. Okay. Oh, no. They get a lot of love on TikTok, Texas Roadhouse.
Like at Texas Roadhouse?
Yeah.
Very, very nice. All right, we're going to come back with Tony from Vermont, man. That looks very refreshing, Tony, in just a moment. And we'll get into the fact that the Magic City is now Blockbuster City here and see what he thinks. So we'll come back with more in a moment. Now that. The time. Blockbuster City, Tony. It's 8:41.
Hey, folks, Tony Segreto here. Let me ask you a question. What do you look for when you go out to eat? Good food, obviously, friendly atmosphere, not too loud, but good energy, reasonable prices, and a place where you feel comfortable. All those ingredients, no pun meant there, are hard to find unless you're talking about the Texas Roadhouse. You see, they encompass all of those attributes. Really, really good food, amazing atmosphere, good for a family, good for a date, or just a night out for yourself, and prices that will make you extremely happy. Their ribs, unmatched. Steaks, hand cut every day. Everything, and I mean everything, is made on site, including their incredible bread. It's the one day, folks, that you can forget about low-carb diets. Trust me when I tell you, Texas Roadhouse, your restaurant, your destination when you say, where should we go and eat tonight?
From the newly renovated sports bar to the beautiful bayside views captured at the Tiki Bar, Jimmy Johnson's Big Chill has it all. Located at mile marker 104, the Big Chill also offers waterfront dining while experiencing breathtaking sunset views of the Florida Keys. It's simply the hottest spot in the Keys to cool off. That's Jimmy Johnson's Big Chill at mile marker 104 in Key Largo. For more information, call today at 305-453-9060.
Joe Bees. The bees collect the pollen, bring it to Joe, he packages it, and he gets it to you. It's simple, 100% natural, and it's good for you.
There's only one place to get Joe Bees, and that's from me. Joe B.
If you want to look and feel good, call 877-300-5632.
The world, I mean, if my point was ever going to be embellished and going to be proven true, the world has gotten me sugar now.
Grab a bagel and a schmear, plus some Defo and Lubie. Welcome back to the Defo Show.
Orange is asking if I was in D.C. and was part of the vandalism that took place, supposed vandalism, alleged vandalism that took place at the Reflecting Pond. Tony, in your travels interviewing presidents, did you interview those presidents at the White House? Did you stop by the reflecting pool and kind of look in there and say, hey, I got to be on my game today. I'm talking to a president of the United States. And actually, no matter who was president, you might have felt it at one time. I would imagine you'd be more tempted to be face down in the reflecting pool if you were having to interview Donald Trump. I know you're not a big fan.
I was in the White House for an interview with George Bush, the first George Bush.
Okay.
And this is a funny story. I wrote down a little piece of paper, the subjects I want to talk about, right?
Uh-huh.
So I show up there and I got my paper and I'm walking around and there's 5 other guys that's got to interview President Bush. We only have 7 minutes to do it.
Okay.
The guys walk up with voluminous bags of files and documents, and they're
like
going
federal prosecutors with crates full of paperwork.
Right, exactly.
You're thinking I'm a dead man as you're looking at that. So, where did all this evidence come from?
So I'm the last guy to go, and I show up and I'm thinking to myself, I would just started doing news. And I showed up and I'm thinking, Jesus, maybe I'm not doing it right or something. But I go in. President Bush was so nice. We ended up doing probably 15 minutes.
Wow. So
worth of the interview. It was great. He sat with me afterwards and talked, and I saw Barbara in her bathrobe. She was coming in from the pool.
I'm not sure that would be such a wonderful sight. I look, nothing against the woman. She seemed to have some dignity, but I don't know that she was the hottest first lady that we've seen.
She wasn't, but still. Yeah, still.
There's a lovely lady, I guess.
Yeah.
We don't use words like that when we're talking about women here on the program.
No,
but yeah, she wasn't exactly centerfold material, let's say. But all right, so you're now so you're the guy that we would have been really pissed off at on Radio Row, Libby, right? Where the guy before you goes ahead and just does 20 minutes, and then they tell you we can't do the interview.
Yeah, 100%.
Tony, how could you do that? Well, you were the last guy to go, you said. So that's
can't blame me.
Can't blame me though.
No. Yeah, you wouldn't need much preparation. I don't think you would need preparation H if you were interviewing Trump, I would imagine.
Right.
But are you buying the vandalism story that he's trying to perpetrate another hoax, talk about fake news that they literally, and one of the big jokes online is that they've arrested more people over this reflecting pool for vandalism than they arrested from the Epstein files. So,
So true. So
Yeah.
true.
kind of crazy.
I'm not going to touch that, but
All right. Now, this is Blockbuster City. Biggest trades that you looked at. Look, we know this is Pat Riley's style. To go for the big superstar. He's always talked about it. I don't know how much of this was predicated on him being 80 years old and wanting to make one more move to try and win a championship. Look, if he's trying to win a championship, I think the Heat have always been dedicated to that.
Yes.
I don't know that they weren't snookered for a while. Not sure they were going to win a championship with any and or all of the players that they traded in the deal to Milwaukee. What were your thoughts about Giannis coming here? And look, my one fear, I don't even like to say this, but if Giannis goes down with some kind of torn Achilles or something, then you've literally thrown away the next 5 years of the franchise's chances of doing anything. So, what do you think about it?
There are two sides of the story. One, it's a big splash, and everybody's talking about the Heat.
Yeah.
But Giannis is always injured. Pretty much, he plays.
That's what people keep saying, and it's not.
I don't know that he's always injured.
This last year, he's never really been injured. Like that's a weird. And Tony, people have been saying that, so Tony's not the only one to say that. Because of this last year, people are misconstruing his career. Like he's averaged 67 games a year. Like the guy he's actually played. It's an all or nothing move. I mean, that's what it is.
It's all or nothing. And then they got to surround him with other players.
Need shooters, 100%. Yep.
And I don't know if they have them.
We'll see.
Well, they have some guys on the roster already that would be decent complementary players for anybody, and certainly would benefit from the attention and Antetokounmpo's.
I hope for Pat Riley's sake. I really like Pat, and I hope for his sake, Giannis does really well, and that the Heat make a run. I mean, I don't think they're not there yet, but they're gonna make a run. Just so he can feel it again, because they've tried. Like you said, Defo, they've tried to hit the mark.
Yeah, they were stuck in an ugly syndrome where they're in the play-in tournament, 7 through 10 seed every year, and Riley not one to be content with mediocrity and or even slightly better than that, making the postseason. It's a bold move. It really is. Now he's made several of them, and pretty much all of them were successful. Would you say, Lubie? Is that a fair statement?
100%. And that's the thing that people like me are trying to remind people, that getting the star has been an issue the last few years, and you can't. It's a long list. I didn't realize it went back to 2019 and Russell Westbrook. That's been an issue. And they tried to get him in his prime, and they were close, and they were in the finalists, and they didn't get him. But the other list is when they've gotten the star, they've at least made the finals. And this star is better than the last star. I like Jimmy Butler. I was excited about Jimmy Butler. Most people were like, remember, the roster sucked. They had to clear out all this garbage that they had re-signed. We're getting Jimmy Butler, who at that time was like the third guy, right? No one thought he was a number one, let alone number two. No. He was the third guy. So no one thought of finals. They thought it was dumb for Butler to go there because he needed to go somewhere to really show who he could be, even though he had just done that with the Sixers. And the Heat were the worst. Remember going to that up? Remember the Heat were like, the Heat are the worst positioned team in the league. A bunch of bad contracts and no picks. What are they going to do? So like, this isn't that. Like Giannis is still a top 5 player in the league. Giannis, the season before, was an MVP candidate. Giannis this year wanted to play, and the Bucks are like, no, sit. We want to tank so that we can get you a better player. And then they only got the 10th pick, and that was the end for him there. Like, this is different than Butler, and Butler went to 2 finals. Like, I don't know what to, and they didn't cut the roster. There's a bunch of guys still there, And there's a lot of veterans around the league that are going to want to join, because that's the thing, is it's not only they're going to want to play to win. No, it's two guys that are super unselfish. Like Giannis has become a really good passer, and Bam's a great passer as a big, right? And both guys get double teamed a lot. If you're a shooter, you or Andy Mann's dream, Diva. Like this would be your guy's dream to be. You're allowed to shoot whenever you want, and you're going to be wide open. Like, so it's not mythical.
Kind of ball, man.
Exactly. Like, I'm not guaranteeing anything.
Just keep this up.
They're going to compete, and he's like LeBron. Like, he's very serious about his health. Like, the guy takes crazy care of himself.
No, he's in great shape.
So again, can it go wrong? Yeah, but we couldn't even watch the Heat. I haven't watched the Heat in like 4 years. Like, at least you can watch them every night. Like, my buddy was hemming home. I'm like, dude, at least they'll be exciting.
Yes.
Like, at the least they'll be exciting. And then who the hell knows after that?
I agree with you, Lubie. I think that
Doobie would be it.
Doobie. Yeah, is what I sound like. Exactly. I'm high on.
But I agree.
Trying to figure this thing out. But yeah, we'll see. Another big splash for Pat Riley. And the Panthers, of course, got Brady Kachuk, which was a blockbuster deal. We're not sure. I mean, you can look at what the Heat gave up. It does seem like a lot, even though, as we said, it's hard to judge whether the sum of all of those parts equates out to what you might get out of Giannis Antetokounmpo being part of your team. The Brady Kachuk deal only involved NHL draft picks.
Yes.
They're very, very difficult to calculate, in my opinion. I don't know. It seems like every year there's like one guy that stands out, and everybody has to have him, and then it drops off after the second or third pick, even though obviously players are picked very late in the draft, and the NHL turn out to be great players, just like in all leagues for that matter. But I'm not sure how to equate the value there. So 2 blockbusters in 2 days, Tony. When have we seen that with 2 teams in town?
I don't know if we have.
Yeah, those were big moves.
Yes. Other than the Marlins, when they made a move with guys.
Oh, in the past, yeah.
Yeah, but not since. And the Heat makes it relevant again because people like Lubie, people will watch. Yeah. He hasn't watched him in 4 years. He'll start watching.
You have to. I mean, it's Giannis.
I'm watching to see if any of these guys impress me enough to think that. I mean, these guys that have departed. I was a big fan of Jaime Jaquez Jr. because he played 4 years at UCLA, and he was the kind of player that you thought. And well, I've told Lubie this many times. He reminded me of when I used to play full court basketball at the Hollywood, California YMCA, and he looked a lot and had a similar game to, believe it or not, the comedian Tommy Chong of Cheech and Chong team. Swear to God, Tommy Chong was not a bad basketball player. You wouldn't necessarily think so, but had that same kind of game where, he sort of slash into the basket and making moves to the inside. He was very impressive at UCLA. So I was curious to see if he was going to develop into something that could be part of a championship team. Tyler Hero, many thought was overrated, even though he was an all-star. I don't know. Lubie was not a fan of Tyler Hero. At all.
The kid was a talent. He just got hurt a lot. He just did. I feel bad for the kid. Now he got hurt a lot.
Yeah, and everybody was critical of his defense. The other guy whose name we can't pronounce, Giannis, so we're not sure even of the pronunciation to this day.
How do you pronounce
potential?
How do you pronounce Giannis's last name?
Antetokounmpo.
I just haven't spelled it, but I can pronounce it.
Yeah.
I keep calling him Giannis, and
on a spelling bee is given Giannis Antetokounmpo, and he blows the whole thing. Unbelievable.
I'm really impressed. I'm really, I mean, I'm over the top impressed with your knowledge of the World Cup.
Oh, we are your World Cup headquarters, Tony. There's no doubt. No, my friend's screaming, and he's leaping off the couch. Can you believe this? Loving every second of a 0-0 tie between England and Ghana yesterday.
I swear, people up here are nuts. They're crazy.
Yeah.
They're crazy over soccer.
I don't understand it for the life of me. It's the
You and me
stupidest
both.
game I've ever seen. I mean, the dumbest game. I appreciate that the people are all drunk and they're singing the whole time. I kind of like that. The Scotland contingent came to Lone
They-
Shark Park for a Marlins game, and they
They're
made
gonna
a
have to
Marlins
get
game
more
seem like,
beer.
yeah,
More beer.
seemed like the
They-
World
they-
Baseball Classic was going on there. We have to get out of here. Lubie's got some things to do, so we're going to make a little bit of an early exit here, Tony. You look great out there in the woods. Now, what are you going to do in the rest of the day? What do you have going up there in Vermont? Just picking berries? What are you going to be
Picking
doing?
berries, going for walks.
Squirrels, sighting, pigeons, birds. Do you bring
Well-
binoculars with you? I mean, there must be some. The Audubon Society there has to be.
It's crazy. And there was, are you ready for this? There was a beaver that got out and got run over down the dirt road from me. And I felt so bad for this beaver.
You bought him a funeral plot.
Yeah,
I mean, is that just vast acreage behind you, Tony?
yes.
Yes. 30 acres.
Jesus.
Wow. What a smart
Enjoy.
campus.
We
All
love
right,
it.
when there's a resort there, there'll be a ski resort there pretty soon. More cash.
No,
in it.
I tell people there were 5 houses on this road when we moved in 40 years ago.
And now there are 3.
Now there's still 5 houses.
Oh,
Jesus.
all right. So certainly overcrowding is not a problem there. All right, you enjoy that day. That looks fantastic, Tony. We are very envious of the fact that he's out there in 55-degree
Yes,
temperature
sir.
with a sweatshirt on a clear day. And we're here, and I'm about to immerse myself in sweltering humidity. Where I mean, I kind of enjoy it because the bigger the schwitz, the more beer I can consume after without feeling any sense of guilt. But that being said, man, I remember yesterday I got back from walking my 4+ and standing by the elevator talking to the lady that does the maintenance around here, and she says to me, she doesn't speak a lot of English. She mentions how hot it is outside, and I'm thinking, I'm a little dizzy from this thing.
Yeah, it's bad. Just be careful. It's pretty bad right now.
All right. We're gonna get out of here. Lubie, you have a great one.
You as well, sir.
You guys out there, thanks for tuning in. Tomorrow we're gonna try and feature Scoop Skolnick.
Yes.
Get some in-depth analysis from the Scoop, who covers the Heat. I don't know anybody. Winderman and Scoop are right up there, 101A. Is Winderman still with the Sunset? Okay.
Yeah. He's one of the people who remained. Yep.
He's the only guy left. All right. Our man, David Feronis. All right, we're going to get out of here, Lubie, and get you off on time. We'll see you next time as we leave you on that.
The time.
It's 8:59.
Let's go to eat a damn snack.
Look what they done to my soul, my soul.